What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. So Victoria Monet has opened her heart about reuniting with her father, her estranged father. He's been absent for majority of her life. And even in the caption right here on Twitter, she wrote, spending our first Father's Day together ever, a real blessing. The little girl in me is so happy healing. And I am so happy for her, right? Um, you know, if you don't have a close relationship with your parents, whether it's your mother or your father, it really is something that is difficult to heal from, to work through. But I'm grateful that, she is working on her healing. She's on her healing journey. And she sat down with Kelly Rowland. And if you guys aren't familiar with Kelly Rowland, they are similar in the fact that, you know, they didn't grow up with a strong father figure in their life. And these fathers have come back into their daughters' lives when they have become successful in the music business. So a lot of people have been dragging the fathers of Victoria Monet and Kelly Rowland. And in my opinion, rightfully so, right? Like, I can't imagine helping to bring a life into this world and not being there for that child. But I'm not passing judgment on anyone. I'm going to leave that to the ultimate judge and the creator. But I'm really glad that Victoria sat down with Kelly because, they could share that and have that in common. So I'm going to just play a snippet of the Rolling Stone video. And what I'll do is I will link it in the description so you guys can see it if you want to watch the whole thing. It is on YouTube. But I'll play the clip for you. It's only about 2 minutes long, but she shares what it was like, coming back and really meeting her father as an adult woman after he's been gone for so long.
A part of one of the reasons why I wanted to be as successful as I could be is because I had this weird feeling or just want or dream that I would be so famous that I would be on TV and he would recognize my face and see me and be like, oh my God, that's my girl, baby. Because I couldn't find him. He had such a common name that I would go through every name, and I'm aging myself, but in the phone book. So in the phone book. And I was calling different, I would call different people and ask if, with the same name and ask if they knew such and such. And wow. Just going through the whole thing. So I ended up finding him eventually on Facebook. Wow. Thank you, Facebook. And we met, and at first it was like he was just so surprised to hear from me, and he rejected it for a while. So like my first experience wasn't what I thought it was going to be like open arms and come, but we got there. Yeah. We got there, and we finally decided to meet face to face. And the first time I met my dad, I was having a drink with him, which is crazy. Yeah. But that same giddy feeling, like, I hope he likes me. I'm like, what should I wear that would make him proud? Like, kind of trying to gather all of these facts that maybe would make him proud. Like, I had good grades. This is like kind of going through the list. So it's really just awesome to see you, just having this same kind of experience. Yeah. And just a full circle. And do you feel like, because for me, I felt like having Hazel was kind of like his second chance to like be there, you know, like start over. This is your chance to like do what we would have imagined that we would have had. Absolutely. So I had.
Okay. So again, I commend her for being so open and so vulnerable. And you could tell, like she said in her caption, right, that little girl in her is so happy. She was talking about how she had good grades and, she is wanting to make him proud, right? I am, I'm so happy for her and I'm so proud of her. I have to be honest, my experience with my estranged father was completely opposite, right? I feel like respect is earned. And I felt this way even as a teenager. He was not a big part of my life. And even, I remember I was like 15 And I was talking with him, and he was demanding all of this respect. And it's just like, you're not here for me to respect you. I can't respect a man who doesn't take care of his seed. And of course, I didn't say it that way. As a teenager, I was very emotional. I felt hurt. I felt betrayed. I felt abandoned, which I was. And so now that I'm older, I can, look back and forgive him and realize that he obviously, was not in the right frame of mind, the headspace in order to take care of a child. And even my two brothers, that he was more part of their life, he was not supportive, right? So he just didn't have the tools to be a good parent. And listen, my father, he's no longer here. He passed away. So again, I forgave him and, you know, on my own healing journey. But I'm glad that, she did have the opportunity to reconcile with her father while he is still here. Um, as far as, letting him be around Hazel, um, I hope that, she learns a little bit more about him and his character, because even though they are blood, I would be a bit more protective. But again, that's me. My mother and my grandmother, they cracked me up. They said, well, you cussed him out. And and when I was 15 on the phone with him, and I didn't, and I told them, I didn't cuss him out. I actually don't even like cursing now that I'm an adult. Of course I have, I'm not going to sit here and say I've never cursed. But it's not something in my everyday, vocabulary or lexicon. And so I told them, I didn't cuss him out, but I did let him know that you're not going to demand all this respect from me in your wherever you are, we're on the phone. Like, it doesn't work that way. You don't get to be a parent through a telephone line. Just because you impregnated my mother and essentially abandoned her and me, your responsibility, in my eyes, that did not garner respect. Similarly, right? Like I said, I commend Victoria Monet. I hope that she gets with a really good therapist. She's on her healing journey. I commend, Kelly Rowland as well. And, I hope that their fathers do the work and make the effort to make amends. It is unfortunate that, Victoria, she said that she wanted to be famous in order to, garner that love that she didn't get from him. And, she was going through the phone book and doing all these things. It does leave a void in your life if your father is not there. Of course, through no fault of your own. You don't ask to be brought into this world. You can't choose your parents. But I'm glad that she is, on her healing journey. I feel like that's so important, especially now that she has a daughter. And, I hope that, her partner is really supportive. He's, of course, always by her side on like the red carpet, and, he's doing his thing. I saw him in Issa Rae's commercials. I forget his name, it slips my mind, but they make a great looking couple. And so I'm glad that, she is co-parenting well with, her partner, and, that Hazel has her father present in her life. That's very important. Um, but yeah, this, I mean, again, people, they go through things, they go through trauma. People have children unexpected all the time. And so if these men were not able to do so while they, were younger, when Victoria and even Kelly Rowland were younger, now that they're older and they're successful, maybe they can try to make up for lost time. But I just thought it was really sweet, that she was that open and that vulnerable, sharing her heart and bearing her soul in this interview. And, Kelly is somebody who can relate to that struggle, because it's something that, you do have to do a bit of healing work, and you do have to fill that void. Um, Hopefully, in a healthy, positive way, right? A lot of people don't. Um, it they seek out coping mechanisms that may not be as healthy as they or they could be, on a path to self-destruction. It's just, you never know. Everyone's different. People are affected differently. But with that being said, I'm glad that she is happy. I'm glad that they are healing, their relationship. She looks very happy here. The fact that they spent their first Father's Day together ever, this past month is it's good for her, right? She said that she's happy and she's healing. And I hope that her father, that they can go to a good, family therapist. He could unpack some of the reasons why he is, just now coming into her life as, as an adult. But yeah, I wanted you guys to hear that. I thought that was really important. And I'm glad that, that she shared that, because I feel like it makes her a better artist. There's a lot of people that can relate to that, myself included, you know. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts about what Victoria said. Do you think that maybe like she overshared? I don't know. Some people are dragging her online, which people are just miserable these days. I don't know. Like if this girl wants to share her heart and, reconcile with her father, absolutely, let her. I feel like that journey is not easy. It's definitely, of course, never easy to be open or vulnerable anytime, especially online on the internet. But I'm happy for her. I'm happy that she's happy. You guys, let me know your thoughts. Please be sure to like the video, share with others, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.